Hello YouTube, this is my video number 4 about the Prusa CORE One Kit build. I was probably too ambitious and too anticipating how much time we would need to build the printer. It's stream number 4 and today I'm pretty sure that we can actually finish this printer within the given time frame, I guess 3 hours something. So we can actually start printing tonight. So I'm more confident than last time. Last time I was maybe overconfident and we didn't still make it to the end. Now I'm pretty confident that we're gonna make it. And without further ado, let's get into it. So what we are doing today is we're going to finish this build. What we are doing, or what we did until the end of last stream, is we kind of finished the frame build. The core XY was already done. Filament sensor is done. So let's take a look how far we are into the build. So just walking you through the things that are already theoretically working. So the whole thingy here, let's see what we have here. So the printer the frame is done. The next extruder is completely built. Basically all of the frame parts are in place. The cable wiring is done mostly. I think there is just a few minor things missing. For example, the front screen is still to do, but that is one of the last steps actually. And then we'll have basically all of the panels coming, the door, and I think that should be it, right? We have these side panels where there's going to be the filament mount. That's still pending, I would say, but all of the rest is done. So I think from a technical point of view, this printer could already be working, or it could theoretically already be printing. So we're really just finishing the whole enclosure, I would say. So next part in the build is closing the back electronics with these panels, and we probably just want to do the final check whether we have all of the wiring done properly and all of the zip ties in the electronics box are done. And that's mostly that. Before we do the cover, we want to check that we have properly done all of the wires. That's mostly it. So let me quickly say welcome to people that just joined. Kokolong, hello. And I think on YouTube there is a couple more people that didn't say hello yet. So please say hello. Tell me where you're coming from, where you're watching from, the country, and what you're up to tonight. In Germany tonight it is a public holiday, or the whole day is a public holiday. So that's why we're doing the stream today, and my week is super busy. That's why I also had to pull it a little bit forward so that we can do it tonight. So let's see. Hey, everyone's watching and everyone's happy. That's good. Next steps in the build are to do now. So I have already prepared these two metal parts here. So let me triple check that we have everything in frame. It looks good. Maybe also want to do the projector. Come on, why is this? Full screen projector prompter. So I can see the stuff here. That's great. And we're gonna do the back panels now, checking the wirings and stuff. So we're gonna take a look into the electronics box in just a second. We have these two panels here that we want to use to close everything up here where we are running cables and also the electronics box. I think that there is 1 or 2 zip ties left to do proper cable management in this electronics box. So we also want to take a closer look on that now, because that's super important and we want to get this as clean as possible. So let's take a look how it is now. So what is to do? We want to close this part here, and then we also want to close the electronics box, but we need to finish the wiring here so it's a little bit more clean. And there's also 2 zip ties here still left to do. And I want to make sure that I have all of the cables nicely organized. So far it looks already pretty good. Not everything is fixed with zip ties, but this part here is still standing up a bit, and there is lots of cables still running here. Interesting enough, maybe I just missed it, or it might have been mentioned at an earlier stage of the build that we want to finalize the cable management here. This was already mentioned a little bit earlier, and why is Discord always spamming me with messages here? Goxelon is watching from Finland. Hello, hello. Nice. I really appreciate people watching from different countries. So let me see if I can quickly go back to the section where I might have been missing the electronics. But I think there was nothing mentioned. Interesting enough, in part of the build manual, a little bit at an earlier stage, there was something about the Prusa body camera, which I don't have yet, which is supposed to be mounted somewhere in the corner of the printer. You can do some preparation wiring, but I don't have a cable for this now, so we're not preparing anything for the camera. And here we still have a little bit of, I would say, zip cable management to do. So I'm trying to do this so they can still see the stuff happening. So this is still running, and I don't want to create some additional stress on these cables. Just want to keep them as organized as possible. So I think this is okay. Maybe I want to pull this actually to the side a bit. This not, because this is already in. But this is also not in any way. So I think this is good. Just this additional colored cable can be going to the side. And then we have another zip tie here, which I'm not sure if we want to pull any of these to the side. I'm not sure. Probably not. I wouldn't want to put any additional stress on these cables, to be honest. Not sure. I think I'm just gonna keep it just running the thick bundle here and nothing else. And just have these not tied anywhere. I think this is fine. Just try to grab the zip tie here. So, I mean, in the end, cable management is up to you. How you want to do this. I'm fine if some of the cables aren't tied down. This one is pretty long, but it's also supposed to run on the side. There's no place, or there's no additional loop here for any zip ties. So this is probably going to stay where it is, not being attached. The rest is kept here on the side. I think that is good. So now we can properly close this box. All of the plugs are in place. There's still plenty of additional connections available. So I guess for any add-ons and upgrades, there is still a lot of additional ports available, which is great. If you had ever built another Prusa printer before, or any other 3D printer with a standard mainboard, most of the time there's just enough ports to run the necessary things, and then everything additional is not possible most of the time. Hey, pretty Ruxpin. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Thanks for watching. We're just finishing the electronics build of the Prusa CORE One. So next up, we want to make sure that everything is nicely closed, starting with the cover for the electronics box. So there is this cover here, and it is going, how is this direction? Yeah, we are using this flange here at the bottom and pushing this between the NFC cover and the X-body case, and that fits nicely. And now we want to do one screw so nothing is falling. Hey, and my Twitch sounds are working. So that was the change that I made, that I can hear. Xylion is resubscribed. Thanks for the resubscription for 7 months straight. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. So we are finishing this box. 6 screws. And then we'll have another 2 holding the additional panel here up. Holding this additional panel up there. And we have another one. Sound works. Porphyrius resubscribed for 6 months. Thanks so much. Yeah, I was last time I was a little bit lost because I didn't hear any sound from Twitch, and I made a small change, but that already makes me quite happy because I have a little monitor speaker here and I can hear you if anything happens, if you do any kind of messaging, resubscribing. Works now. And Porphyrius was giving me some hints. It's not perfect yet. So we probably need to integrate Discord. But yeah, we'll see. I can also route, that was one change. I want to route the Discord audio to my monitor. So I'm not forgetting this. Yes. So I should be able to hear Discord, but you shouldn't hear Discord. So that's already, that should be working now. Now, next up, we are closing this upper section. So this is the panel. So we want to push this in. And it's actually a little bit deeper than the rest, so that's okay. And we have 2 screws that will hold this in place just from the inside. So I'm just going to do this from the inside quickly. And now we shouldn't have any cables visible anymore. Everything is nice, covered, and easily accessible. Just 2 screws to access this part here, and for like 6 screws to open the box. So always available if you need to change anything, if you need to access any of the cables. That's fairly simple now. So what is next in our build steps? We closed this panel, and now we're getting to do the side panel. So we're closing this whole frame from both sides. That's a little bit special about the Prusa CORE One, because the space that actually is normally a little bit wasted in a Core XY printer. So you can see this, and if you have a Core XY printer, you probably notice that there is always quite a gap between the heated bed and basically the case, because of all the mechanics, the core spine mechanics needs additional space, so there's always a little bit of a gap. Depends on the printer, sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes a little bit less, but this space is normally completely unusable. And I think that makes this printer a little unique in a way that, for example, with the Creality X1 K1C that I have, the filament is always on a filament holder outside of the printer. And here we have a additional metal, like a little tray actually. And that tray goes inside of the unused volume. So it creates this, this additional space, basically just not protruding out of the printer. And you can have your filament in here. And it's not actually making the printer wider. So it's actually using this space that's normally unusable in here, where there's nothing where you can mount stuff. And now we have this tray here, and we're gonna have our filament in there. So I think it's a pretty nice way to use the space that's normally wasted. On the opposite side, there is also a very similar thing, a very similar tray, and some people already designed add-ons for tool mounts and storing stuff there, like storing additional tools, storing spare parts, and having some additional storage basically. It's really nice. So let me just make sure I'm not missing anything today here on stream, on the chat. 12 people on YouTube, say hello. I'm always happy if people on YouTube and on Twitch just say hello to the chat. It's fine if you're just lurking around, but I always appreciate if people just say hello and say what they're doing, where they're coming from. So everyone else has a little bit of a chance to get to know each other, and we can build this community a little bit more frictionless. So yeah, be kind. Be kind to everyone who's watching and say hello. So we're taking these. This is the right side sheet metal found in the metal parts. So the right side is having these screw openings here. This is for the filament mount or filament arm basically. And this is the one that we need to start with. So the question is, how do we get the plastic off here? There's some additional plastic on here. How do we get this off? I mean, how did they get the plastic in the first place? That's interesting. Not sure how this is attached. This is just, there's a part that we can take off. Okay. So we do not need that yet, I guess. It seems to be magnetic. My guess is this has nothing to do with it. This is probably the door handle or something, because it's magnetic. We don't need that yet. So we just need this metal sheet and additional screws that we should have ready. Here, M3 8RT, so the usual black screws, and the spool holder, which is in the printed parts package. And I mean, honestly, there's so many additional parts already on printables, like additional different spool holders that are extendable for bigger spools and different spool diameters and all that stuff. So I'm totally aware of that, but we're just going to use the one that's provided with the printer, and then we can always start printing additional things once this thing is running. So let's see what we need to do. There is some eccentric lip, yeah, that's true. And that should probably be facing up, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so we want this to shall we turn it? No, it's just facing up. Okay, that's good. Place the spool holder in the middle of the metal sheet. Lip should face toward the 3 openings on top. Why is that? Because this is where the filament is going to come, or where it's going to exit here into the filament sensor. That's just right here, dangling around. So that's where the filament sensor will be placed, roughly. And this is going to face up. Like that. Now we need 8 or 4 screws, which will hold this thing in place. Okay. Coxalong. I've been wondering for a long time why any manufacturer hasn't done filament holding like this. With the heat from the printer you can even keep it dry while printing, and it keeps the outside dimension of the printer smaller, which is important, at least for me. That's exactly the thing I think this is, I wouldn't call it a huge innovation, but it's at least very, very logical to do it. And you're right, it is also a good way to keep your filament dry. Actually, there is at least 2 different mods for this printer to make this box here into a filament dry box. So we'll take a look later at all of the different add-ons. Once the printer is actually running, we can take a look at all of the different add-ons that are available, because there's so many interesting things that you can add to this printer. I have already a little collection on printables, what we are probably going to do. But one is definitely the filament dry box add-on, which makes this enclosure. Normally this is just open and you can close it and have some additional silica gel packs, or there's actually some holders there, or some pearls. And that's just one mod for this, and there's even more things that you can do. On the opposite side, there's different interesting ways how to store stuff and create tool holders and stuff. So there's really some stuff already. People have been, since the printer is basically available, people have been doing so many interesting things, adding these different mods. So we'll definitely need to take a look. So now how do we mount it? Just keep it upside down. So let's get started here. The screws simply go into the plastic, so that's there's no inserts. It's not the easiest, to be honest. Not the easiest. Just have to, maybe I didn't hit it correctly. Did I find this position correctly? Okay, let's try again. Maybe it wasn't placed correctly. Let's try one more time. I only need one first thing to grab. Okay, this is good. This looks good. So it doesn't fall apart anymore. This looks much better now. Okay. I can imagine there might be some modification to make this even easier, because here we need, I mean, honestly, to take it off, we would have to take off, or to take this whole thing apart again. I'm not a huge fan of this already. As I told you, like, we are not gonna mod this already, but I can see that the way how this is done, probably not the most elegant way to make it modifiable, because you need to take the whole tray out of the printer again to reach these screws. Maybe from the inside of the printer, yeah, I mean, from the inside of the printer is probably doable. Still, there could be maybe some hooking mechanism. Okay, so this is in place. What is the next step? We have the side handle. Where is it going? The side handle for the door, or is it for the printer? Not sure. Side handle. Let's find the part. Is it for the door? Is it for the printer? I guess it's for the printer. There's actually two. Why is there two identical? Do we only need one side handle for now? Probably. Wondering why there's a second one that looks exactly the same. Is this by mistake, or is it supposed to be? Exact same part here. We have exactly the same part twice. Even has the filament outlet here. Not sure. Maybe it's just that they just didn't want to design two different versions of this, and the second one doesn't have any filament going through. Let's find out. Let's find out. So we only need one for now. Good. We have two screws here. Collet. The collet is most likely for filament, running the filament. It's just a question again where it is in the all of these remaining parts. Here we go. The further we are into the build, the easier it gets to find stuff. Oh, there's still so many screws left. So I'm wondering how many spare screws they have put. So we have side handle, we have the screws, we have collet, and we need a piece of PTFE tube, which is a 45mm long only, found on the Core XY parts, hinges set package. Core XY set. Strange. I think I didn't see any PTFE tube in that box. I actually don't have that box anymore. For whatever reason, I guess the PTFE tube wasn't. Maybe I've missed that. But yeah, I'm sure that I just put this box in the garage because it was, for me, it looked empty. But maybe I missed the PTFE tube. But you have more. We have another PTFE tube here. You can use that and make it the right length. No problem. That's not a problem. 4.5 centimeters. Okay. Quickly cutting. All right. So we need 4.5 centimeter. Okay. So roughly this length here. And that's it. So we need that. And a nylon rivet. Okay, nylon rivet we have here. 11. I hope they're not trying to close the top yet, because we don't want to use the rivets. If you've ever looked into the build manual for this printer or any review for this printer, most people are criticizing that the panels and especially the top cover is closed with rivets, and these are not, like the top cover isn't easily detachable, so that's why we're not going to use them. At least for the top. Hey, Foto Mainema is playing a game at the moment in the Netherlands. And he spent 5 hours and yesterday to set up Jellyfin media server on my Synology NAS. Oh man, so you're into that. Well, I just have to build my new media and storage server, which is still a pending project. So we can do it, maybe we can do it here partially on the stream at someday. I have to build a new one because I'm running out of storage, and I also want to run some containers and some apps on the new server. But it's completely custom. It's no Synology or QNAP. I think I have 2 QNAP NAS storages, and I'm happy, but I want to build something that's more customized and running software on it, especially containers. And we're gonna find out if that is a good idea. Okay, so next up, we are like preparing one of these side handles with a collet, which is pushed into the plastic. Probably we're gonna run the filament in here or out here, depends. And that's exactly how it looks now. Collet is inserted here. My guess is that we're also gonna connect this PTV tube. Okay, mounting the sheet and handle. Okay, so this whole thing goes to the right side of the printer. Let's see how this is working. So, place the right side metal sheet on the right side of the printer. Ensure the U-shaped cutouts are facing upwards. So these are the U-shaped cutouts. This is roughly where it's gonna be. Roughly, okay. There's cutouts for these other screws here, which are for the frame. But we need to find some. How are we going to attach this? Is this going to work with rivets now? Attach the right handle to the right metal sheet. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna, I think it's not, is it gonna hold? It's probably not gonna hold. So the handle will be facing this way. Okay. And there is the opening for the PTV tube. That's just there's a little slot here where this is coming out. And we'll probably have to use the M3RT, pushing at least one of the screws in. Wondering if we need any, do we need anything that's is acting as a counterpart? Like a nut or something? Not sure. Okay, so this the M38RT is pushing through. Not yet completely through. Is it? So, is there any counterpart where we can mount this to? Is there any hole where this is gonna grab? I'm not so sure. So let's take a look at the instructions. I'm not sure how this is supposed to hold. Push one M38RT through the rear hole in the handle and the metal sheet. I think this is just too short. I didn't have the right length here. It's not M34RT, but it's M38RT. These are a little bit longer. The M38RT. So this is M34RT. but the M38 RT is supposed to be here in this bag, but just have to find where they are. M34R, M3. This is just spare screws. M38. What did I not put them back? That is a very good question. I hope we have enough. M36, M310. Very strange. The Shrimp Father 13. Thanks for the following. Thanks for following. I'm a little bit lost here with the screws. Actually, I'm missing one pack of M38 RT screws. So I'm not sure if I put them in the wrong... I mean, I'm always trying to sort the things back into the zip bag where I've taken them from. So just to find stuff. There's M310 RT. There is M335, blah blah blah. So there's nothing like that here. So let's look into this one here. I might have to find some additional screws. M3 and this is the nuts. M318, M38 RT. So I actually put them into the wrong package. So we're good. Nothing is lost. Yeah. So they should be exactly in this bag and not in the other one. We need two, and then we need to find out what to do with the handle. Good. Always keep the stuff organized. My server is a basic PC with 500 GB NVMe cache drive, 18 TB of storage. Porphyrius. Yeah. Nice. I mean, home built NAS is totally fine for most of the cases, right? The back rustling is so loud. I'm sorry. We can try to fix this using the Rodecaster. Maybe we can just fix this problem. Let me see. Let's try advanced settings. So let's see. So I'm wondering if I'm doing stuff here. Yeah, that's so. Can you still hear this? Still audible? Yeah, okay, so I have to put the noise gate so high that my voice is also starting to sound a little bit weird probably. So let's find out. Yeah, so the noise gate is at about 50%. We could put it higher, but then I also have to talk louder to make it trigger. Besides the little bit of the handling the packages here, it's absolutely silent in this room, so it's probably makes stuff sound a little bit weird. Okay, so let's see what we have to do. We are going to attach this panel here. We're pushing this through. I did that. Actually, did that. And I'm just wondering where this is supposed to what the screw is supposed to do with us, because for me it looks that there is no counterpart for this to hold anything, but maybe I'm also just wrong. Maybe I'm just not seeing it at the moment. Okay, so I've pushed this through. Is it going to hold the filament sensor? Okay, well, that's the point. So it's going to hold this plastic part, this little housing for the filament sensor. It's going to hold that against the handle. Okay, so let's try to figure out how this works. So here's the filament sensor, and it has two T-nuts actually in these two holes here. So there's little slots, and this should be attached to the handle. So I need to place it here, just above. Wow, sorry for the noise. It's not the easiest thing to do. We have to hit at least the first one. Oh, damn it. So, screw is falling out. Okay, let's try to hit this T-nut. This is where you would need a second person, I guess. Come on. I mean, how is this supposed to be? How is this supposed to be working? You only have two hands. It's really difficult. So let's try again. We're gonna place it on top. We're gonna attach the screw. Hopefully it's grabbing. Is it? Is it grabbing the T-nut? Come on. Okay, so it is halfway done. Damn it. So we'll secure the side sheet metal to the printer using 11 rivets. And we're also securing the filament sensor with the second screw. Okay, let's do that. Let's push the second one in. Let's try to do it that it holds our nice sensor in place. Come on, get in. Why? What's happening here? Why is it not going in? Not hitting the... it's not coming out. Why is it not coming out? Can we please get this done? This can't be so complicated, my friends. Okay. Now it's coming through, so... And this, I know this might be super noisy, but this panel here, or the whole thing is making so much noise. It's unavoidable. I'm very sorry. Okay, so let's get it attached to the second screw. Can you please stay where you are? Why is this so flying all around here? My feeling is that we should actually put this printer down. Because I need something heavy. I need something really heavy to hold this fucking thing in place. Filament spool. So, okay. Is this working now? Okay. My goodness, my goodness. Yeah, side is definitely on the side, it's definitely easier. Because I have a bit more of wiggle here. Okay, so can we grab this now? Is it grabbing? Is it grabbing the filament sensor? I hope so. Okay, so the filament sensor and the handle are combined, unified. Good. Now we're supposed to push the PTV tube in all the way. So it's probably in the filament sensor and in this handle. And now you sword, yeah. You need 3 hands and 4 hands, and yeah. That is a bit fiddly, yeah. Okay, so let's try. Probably have to cut out my swearing. So we need to fix this with rivets. So let's just push one in. Okay. And then we can continue. 11 rivets are used to hold this. Probably never gonna take it out again. The question that I had from the beginning when there was this discussion about the rivets versus why are they using rivets and not screws for like attaching certain parts. I'm not sure where this is coming from actually, why they decided this way. It's too warm in here actually. It's getting too warm. So, can this rivet please go in? Why is it not going in? What is it doing? Is it already? It's not going through. Okay, let's try another one here. Let's try this one first. Okay, so the rivets are something I've never seen before. The build is, how's the build so far? Like Tactical Duck is asking. It's going well. It's just taking longer than expected. That was partially due to the fact that we were, first of all, we were streaming this already. That's taking longer because I'm talking a lot and I'm also stopping a lot and reading the manual. I think this is, in the end, realistically 30 to 50% more time. But so far it's going well. I think we're doing okay. We're making progress. And my goal for tonight is that this printer is going to print. So I think this is definitely something that we can achieve. Hey VitaPrint, how are you doing? So some familiar faces are showing up on a Monday evening on a public holiday in Germany. Yeah, the back rustling is so loud and the part here was pretty loud. So just giving you a little bit of a check-in. This is where the PTV tube is going. It's running into the filament sensor. It's just here under this metal element on the side panel. Then we have the handle and here is the outlet. The filament is going in this way. And that's the right hand side. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rivets done. And we're going for the opposite side. It's probably not much to do actually. It was probably just the handle and that's it. Here we go. There is, this time there is some points, like there is some threads for the handle versus the ones where we went all the way through to the filament sensor. Now we need this metal sheet, we need the side handle, which we have here, and we need M35 RT screw. M35. The search begins again. M35 RT. My goodness. Here we have it. M340, M35. Don't tell me that this is also missing. Should be in here. M35 RT black. M310, M34, M35. Good. So here we go. The handle is attachable using the threads that already are here. So this should be a little bit easier than the previous one. Question is, which way does it need to face? I think this is the way. Yeah. And number 2. It's not pushed through yet. Why? Now. Fine. Tactical Duck, fingers crossed for sub 3-hour Banshee then. Yeah, thank you. Vitaprint received his conversion kit and he's now in chapter 7. Oh, that's already pretty far. That's the same chapter we are also in. Is the manual homepage available? Yesterday we had homepage problems with the Prusa page. Yeah, that's right. I had the same observation yesterday. I was looking into it and I didn't, I think at least for a couple of hours it wasn't working. And then on the afternoon, I guess it was going well again, was working again. But definitely, yes, there was some issues yesterday with the Prusa help page. I can confirm this. Now we're doing the rivets again. The handle is attached and we're now mounting this again with the rivets. We need to start somewhere. Okay, that went easier than last try. And the thing with this opposite side here is like there's nothing in here yet, right? So that's where people are having so many ideas how to use this space here, and I'm really curious to see what kind of modification we're going for. Guess we're going for some storage solution or some IKEA Kallax panel on top. I'm not decided yet fully, but I tend to go for the IKEA storage solution and maybe some additional storage in underneath the panel. So we have a panel that's on the outside that's potentially making the printer a little bit wider, and then we're going to have an inside storage for maybe some of the print sheets actually, which could fit in here. And I think there is a storage solution for the print sheets already available, so I'm really looking forward for that. So let's, damn it. This is, okay, we need to find the first one here. It's a little bit under compression here, but it should still be good. You need to hit this hole here with the rivet, then it's compressing this part a little bit down. And that's everything. Okay. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of these rivets already. I think I would just be happier if I had screws, and still wondering why that is. Not sure. Good. Side panel number 2 is done, my friends. Let's go for the next step. We'll take a little Haribo break. Okay, so not many left actually. Probably there I have eaten too many. But we have the spicy nuts. This goddess panel for the sheets is the best add-on. Yeah, maybe. Oh my goodness. My daughter is eating Haribos all the day. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I love them. I love them too. Definitely want to. I think if I have the choice between the standard Haribo and something like sour gums, or most of the time I just go for the Haribo bears. Okay, enough break. Let's move on. Congratulations, you've just assembled the entire body. Let's move to the next chapter. Okay. Top cover, okay. The top cover was gonna be the interesting one. We want to do it a little bit different. So the plan is, we're going to do the top cover, but we're gonna attach a kind of 2 plastic pieces to the back of the printer, so we can just slide it into this plastic holder when we want to open the top of the printer. We're not going to use the rivets. That's the only, I'd say, pre-modification that I'm going tonight. I'm not going to do the thing as it is described in the manual, at least not fully. So, this is the grill. And this is the top cover. It's acrylic panel. So let's get started here. We need M3 and nuts. The M3 and nuts are the standard ones. This lock nuts, nylock nuts. We need 3 nylock nuts. Okay, that's for the sliding vent. Insulating inserts found in the electronics and fasteners package. Insulating. There's this one little bag with the special parts. Insulating inserts. We need how many? 3? Okay. And M310 RT screws. M310 RT, here we go. Okay, and rivets, okay, nylon rivets, probably not, let's see, probably not. So we're peeling off the protective foil, carefully. I mean, honestly, this is realistically, this is going to get scratched anyways, pretty soon. Is there another one here? Yes. That's one of the major critique points with this printer, that all of the panels basically are acrylic and not glass. However, the thing with this printer is it's very heavy already. So I can imagine if they would go for glass panels for this printer, there wouldn't be any way to ship it anymore. Because I think the limit for shipping with normal parcel service is like 31.5 kilo or something around that. And this is already, I think, 31 kilogram or something. So that's why I think even if they would want to do, they would have to save some weight somewhere else. Okay, so we're peeling off, I peeled off the thingy. So let's find out if this works. We're gonna put it on top just to see if it works and fits. So this is how the panel sits on top. So my idea is now that we're not going to fix it in this position. There is 6 rivets which usually go into these positions, and then you cannot take it off just as easy. We're going to mod it as soon as we can print. This is one of the first modifications. We're going to add a handle. I think there's no handle planned here. We're going to add a handle here, and then we're going to add 2 plastic parts that are going to be basically points where we can there's 2 slots basically, or 1 slot on each side, and we can slide it back so it's going to be there like this, right? So we can just easily not only take it off, but we can also store it in a safe way. For now, it's fine for me if we're just not fixing it. Okay. The cover will align, blah, 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 and it is aligning, yes, it's working. If the bolt openings don't align, flip the cover so bolt openings align. That's good. Spoiler alert, the cover isn't symmetrical. Okay. Didn't know that, honestly, didn't know that. So now let's prepare the screws and these like insulating inserts. And so then this is going in from the top. Is it? I'm curious how this is going to work. So we're pushing like this, the vent is not yet there. Insert the screws with the inserts through the 3 vent openings in the vent. And align the vent cover with the screw ends on the bottom. Okay, so this ventilation thingy comes from the bottom. And now we're hand tightening the M3 nuts. And this is again where I need, I don't know, I need another hand. Okay, it's doable. It's doable. I can put the M3 nuts from the bottom. At least the first couple of rounds. Okay. Let's do this one. I mean, we could have also have done this on the table, honestly. Why we are doing this on the printer, I'm not sure why this way, because it's not fixed yet. Just to make things harder. Make a bigger challenge if you can. Come on. Why is it not turning? Now it's working. Okay. Last one. Use the hammer to fix it. Love the insulation insert not being used for insulating but for anti-vibration. Absolutely. I have self-glued magnet stripes. Now the cover is fixed but easily removable. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm looking for some kind of solution like that. Either this, I think the slot solution also is good. Additionally, the magnets could make it probably less noisy. Not sure if this is going to cause any problems. And we are supposed to tighten these M3 nuts now using this tool here probably to, now let's take it off. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous to do it up there. Why? You can just do it here on the table. It's easy. You don't need to do it up there. So, last one. Okay, is it still sliding? I made it too tight here. Come on, let's release it a bit. Just a tiny bit. Too much friction. Well, it's working, but I think there's still too much friction. Let's give it a bit more slack. Okay, that sounds great. So there's additionally there's an add-on which I'm likely going to do as well, which is another handle here to make this a bit easier. I think it's just gonna be printed and attached to maybe on the middle screw here. So you just can push it a bit easier, but it's also just working, right? So close, open, modifiable. Here we go. So we can move it. Now, in the manual, it says we are going to attach this with the rivets, which we are not going to do. So to make this a little bit more safe, I'm actually going to remove the top cover. We're gonna put it to the side and we're gonna come back to this later. So that is prepared. We're skipping the rivets. Now we have side covers, which are also from plexiglass. We're gonna close these. There's 2 panels for this. So you see, we're getting there. Just 1.5 hours in, and we're mostly done. The door is missing, I think, and the display. So let's push forward. Okay, panel number 1. So, and we still have one box, a surprise box to open to take a look what is inside. So we need 10 rivets, and most likely that's a straightforward thing to do here. It's super static here. Let's get started here in this corner. Can we? Okay. Oh, that's not grabbing anything, maybe for... that rivet is broken anyways, okay. There is the second part of the rivet was missing. Okay, we have a couple more to go. It's super dirty. So much dust on this. Let's get rid of this. It's broken. Good. One side. Let's do the other one. So door might still be some work. Let's see. Okay. So this panel is closed. It could be a little bit more tight here. It's a little bit under tension, but that's true for both sides, to be honest. There's a little bit of tension here, not much. Okay, so this is done. So both sides are done. Now we're going to do the LCD panel. Good. I like that we're making progress here quite fast. So we have LCD screen and cover, and I think this is the back panel for the LCD, and a knob. LCD knob and the LCD panel. This is the LCD panel. Now we have a couple of options here, at least two options, which are the original screen. This is the original screen cover, which is coming with the printer. This is the one I've got on the Maker Faire, which is signed by Joseph Prusa. I think I'm gonna go for the signed version. So this is a little bit more original touch. Then we'll remove the display protection here. And we need a couple of screws for this. Which ones? The M3AT. And a fasten connector. This is what we need. There is this connector, and I think I've seen this. This is in one of the remaining bags here. This is for ground connection. Okay. And then we need M3ST. Oh yeah, it must be a PSH printer. It has a knob. It must be a Prusa. Set to 720. Is it stuttering? How is it? Is it working now? Twitch looks. Let me double check how the stream looks. On Twitch it looks fine. On YouTube it's also fluid, so it's probably okay. Maybe there was kind of a little bit of a hiccup somewhere. Let me see. Did I see any issues here? The challenge with streaming to two different platforms is always like you need twice the bandwidth, and we're pretty much at the upper end. So we can maybe come down with the settings just a tiny bit here. Let me see if I can do this. Why is it so large? Streaming. What's happening? Settings. Audio, video, output. So we can go down 300 kilobit maybe to fix this. Maybe it's gonna be a little more stable now. So yeah, I mean there is Restream for this. You can use Restream. I stopped using Restream a while ago, but maybe we can find out a better way how to do this, to stream to multiple targets. Now I'm streaming two different streams from my only computer and using one internet connection. Yeah. Porphyrius, yeah. Let's take a look. Let's take a look how this is going to look like. Maybe finding a better way how to stream. So we need M3.8ST screws. M3.8. Where is it? M3S8ST. And I'm wondering. I think I've seen those. I think that this is the naming problem with this pack of screws. I think they are named differently. That was somewhere in the comments, I guess. M3.8ST. White back, M3.8ST. Not M3. 3.8ST, yeah. That's exactly the thing. 3 times 8ST. And it's just different names. That's fine. I found it. X8ST. Okay, so how many do we need for? Let's get the display assembled now with the custom cover. How is this coming together? Especially this fasten connector, really interested. So we have this panel here. Sandwich the parts together. Okay, so this is going here on top, I guess. Like this. Mm-hmm. The sandwich is not quite sandwiching. Maybe. Just wondering if it should slide in here or if the plastic part is just... Is this corner? Yeah. Let's try this way. Maybe it's easier. Yeah. This way it's a bit easier. Sandwiching. Now where does this... fasten connector go? Where is it? Oh, okay, so they are trying to slide it in. Okay, when we have to push this together, we need to attach 3 of the screws already. The last one we're doing last. The third one we're doing. Where's my screwdriver? Here we go. I think I lost it. Okay, number 1. Two. 3, and then the last one is a bit more tricky, seems. I'll show you why. A second. So the last one is a bit tricky because we need to do this. We need to attach this connector, which is for the ground wire. We need to slide it in here, and then we need to go from the top with the screw. Probably gonna hold it until it's in place. It's not moving anymore. What's the position of this little thingy? It should be parallel. Okay, let's try to make it a bit more parallel to the case. Good. I hope it is parallel now. I think this is too much now. So there should be some space here to slide on the connector. It still should be parallel with the rest. Okay, that looks fairly well. Well aligned, I guess. No, it's moved again. Why did it move again? It's just, as soon as you start tightening this, it's gonna push to the side. Can you please stay where you are? Okay, so this is done. The knob is coming from this side. I'm just gonna, does this matter? Which direction? Here we go. The clicky knob. Rick Standen, hey, I think it's the first time chatting tonight for you. I'm in hospital recovering from having my appendix removed. I was watching the Road Morons channel and got told to stop watching as I popped my stitches. Man, this is wow, that's really unusual. That's funny. There's nothing wrong with the clicky knob, yeah. So I hope you're having fun, and I hope that you're getting better, that you're recovering. Appendix removal is probably something that nobody really needs, but yeah, some people still need to do it. I hope everything went well and you're recovering fast. So we are at this very step. We're just assembling this display case. We have attached the clicky knob. Now we need to fix this to the magnetic panel that I was wondering about where this is going, but this is not for the door. This is actually for the display. Funny. And we are attaching the display to this metal sheet, the bezel. We need M3 NS nut, this is the square nuts, and we need M3 6 screws. So let's find M3 6 screws and those M3 NS square nuts. Okay, so we are taking the housing and we need to push in. Where's the slots for the nuts? I'm just looking. Here. So there is this little slot here on each side where we can push in the square nuts. Where's the second one? Oh, that's hidden. That's tricky. Okay. Both are completely inserted, pushed in. So, and we are doing the M3 screws, and then we're probably going to slide it in from the top. Can we? So, prep is done. Here is our bezel part, and we're hanging this into the slots. Then probably just fixing the screws. So the display is now attached to this magnetic bezel. Magnetic bezel will just go on top here, very simple. You just have to connect the cable and this ground cable well, the Prusa help page still has some issues, I guess. Just right in this very moment, page is reloading and not loading. So we're very lucky that this page is now not loading. Let me try to connect this first and not make a mistake here. I just want to ensure that I'm not doing it in the wrong way, because this is a very fragile connector and I don't want to break it. So we'd probably have to push it here. Which direction? This is a very good question. I hope this is the right orientation. Is it? Yes. That's the way. And we have this connector. This also needs to be sliding. And now it should be magnetically attaching. Is it? Here we go. Nice. Display panel is mounted. And we have our clicky button. Last thing that's missing is the door. So now, since this was reloading, it's completely thrown me out of the manual and I have to go back. So we are now preparing. So we've done the LCD assembly. The LCD panel is attached and we're moving on to the doors. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the door. Door seal, parts preparation. Let's find the door seals, a longer one and a shorter one. There's not so much stuff left here. So I guess it's not really orange. No, it's white tape now. Seems the color has changed. Then we need, yeah, the color might vary. Peel off, take the shorter one. Okay, let's find the short one. These are likely the long ones. And we take the short one. Peel off the start, no need to remove it entirely. Start applying the seal along the top edge of the printer's frame. Okay. And we're beginning with an offset. So let me double check how long it is, actually how much overlap there's gonna be. It's gonna be just as much as the screw left and right. So we're just gonna align it with the screws. So we're gonna start here and slowly peeling this off, going step by step. So I'm just aligning it with the screw and then we are just pushing it on. I hope this is sticky and this doesn't come off anytime. But it seems that it's quite sticky. Okay, so first seal is done. Probably the other ones are just going to be on the side. Yes. And now we're going for the side ceilings on 2 sides. Same technique. Okay, so let's check the length. It's supposed to be a bit longer, but it's... Should we cut it off? Yes. Trim the excess. Okay, so it's a bit, it's by, on purpose, it's a bit longer, so that's fine. Okay. It's actually nice ceilings. Feels like foamy, but it's like rubber and a little bit like foam. So I hope this is making a good ceiling for the door. At the very end, we need to take a look how much we need to cut off. Okay, let's find good length here, and that's nice, that's perfect. Doing the same on the opposite side. My friends, we're getting there. We're getting there. This printer is going to print tonight. I would say technically we could already print, but I really want to get finished with the doors and stuff. So it is really done. And then we're going to start printing, and we're going to start modding this printer. 100%. Okay, so I took off the whole thingy before because it was a bit easier. Okay, let's cut it right there. Second ceiling is done. The only thing left is the door, and we still have like plenty of stuff left. I'm not sure. I hope this is not a bad sign. We have so many parts and screws, and probably this is all spare parts. I hope so. Now, for the following steps, we are preparing a couple of screws, nuts, magnets, the M35RT, which we already had for one of the handles, M35RT. Two X M3NS nuts. And the 2 magnets, which are still here in this additional box here. Door magnets. Now we have magnets, holders in the printed parts package. Yes, here we go. And we are preparing the parts. So let's start pushing in the square nuts. Come on. Not yet inserted fully. Here we go, number 1. and the second. Then insert the magnets into the pockets. Okay, the orientation does not matter. So I hear you, but this doesn't matter. Doesn't matter in which orientation. Okay. How far? As much as we can, I guess. Push it in. Let's push the magnets as far as we can. Okay, so they are not coming out again. Now what else? From the inside of the printer, insert the magnet holder and secure it. Okay, so here we go. This is the small slot where the magnet is looking to the out from inside out. So we need to fix this with one screw. So that's door magnet 1 and door magnet 2. Here we go. You're not pulling my screw out of the hole, my friend. Don't do this. It's a pretty strong magnet. So that's door magnet number 2. Then we're preparing the door hinges. Okay, let's get that done. We need to Core XY blah blah package door hinges. Okay, guess this is... That's where the missing PTV tube was hiding. Okay. Good. We have the door hinges. These have already threaded inserts. Interesting. That's the first time I see threaded inserts in plastic parts with this printer. Now we have additionally these steel pins. There's these 2 pins here. There's a spare pin here as well. And we need M35 RT screws once again. Two. Only 2? That's interesting. Why only 2 screws? Maybe we need more in another step. From the inside of the printer, insert the door hinge into the bottom rectangular opening in the left profile. So these are identical parts. So we're going to put this door hinge in from here. If it would be possible, I would be doing this, but it's tricky. Okay, come on. It's a bit tricky. With 2 fingers. Maybe you'll need a different technique here. Okay, that's better. Okay, now the door hinge is in place. Fix it with an M35 RT. Okay, let's do this. Door hinges. My friends, we're doing the door hinges. How much could there be still to do? Not too many things left. So. Just in the last few steps of this build. And then we have to test if our printer is actually doing anything. We never turned it on. So, was this a wise decision to close all of the electronics boxes and stuff without testing? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. So we have done the door hinges, 1 and 2. Now aligning the door hinge out with the door hinge in. Okay, what that is. Okay, let me see. This is the door hinge part. And then we probably need to push in the pin from somewhere. Insert the pin from the top. This has a little marking. Use tip of needle nose pliers to press the pin in securely. Okay, so we're pushing the pin in. Okay, it's already inserted pretty much all the way. Is it? Okay. One hinge is done. The second hinge is done the same way. Let's try to do it. Okay, so both hinges are attached. And the help page still keeps reloading. Oh my goodness. I think the help page, Prusa's help page, has a couple of issues today again. So we are supposed to push in the pins completely. We need to push them in more until we can't do any further. So that's done. Insert the pin from behind. The help page sucks yesterday and today. Yeah, that's right. It's still reloading. Tactical Talk has a question. Have you gotten the chance to play around with the new Bamboo AMS 2 yet? I've been looking at a new printer and noticed the P1S now comes bundled with both the older AMS and the newer 2nd gen. I didn't have a chance yet. I would love to, but I have AMSs for all my printers, so I don't need a new AMS at the moment. Though I'm tempted to test it out because it has this heating. It has this heating function, which seems quite attractive to me. But the answer is currently not yet. Okay, now we're unpacking the door. Here we have the door, my friends. Removing this plastic. It's only on one side, interesting enough. Here is the Prusa CORE One door. And yes, it fits. It fits. Nice. And then we have the door handle. So let's see what we need to do. We need the door handle. We need a couple of screws M35RT again. 4 times. So 2 for the door, I guess. Let's peel off Let's peel the protective foil off from the opposite side. It seems to be a second foil on this. Just realized, but is it really? I'm wondering. Maybe it's not. Doesn't look like. I was wondering while taking this. I don't see a second foil here. There is none. I am pretty sure there is no additional protective foil. Maybe I'm wrong. Doesn't look like. Seems there is none. Maybe they. Is this really correct? Maybe what does it say in the comments? Yeah, it was in a plastic pouch instead, and that's how it's probably now. It's not having a second foil, so it's just this. Okay, we're aligning the door with the hinges, which we already had. Pushing this in and aligning the doors with the mounting holes. Okay, we have 4 screws to do here. Simply going through the already prepared holes, not tightening them too much. Doing top first, then bottom. Nice. I think we definitely need to clean those plastic panels. Is it closing fully? I guess so. There's still, I think we are missing the magnetic handle because that's supposed to go with the magnets. So let's see. Slide it all the way in. Yes, we are fixing it with the screws. Now we have 2 little protective foils here. Adhesive strip, there's an adhesive strip here. So, and we need to remove the protector. Not easy. So that's one. Maybe use this one. It's very thin. Number 2. Wait for the upcoming step. We have to align the handle first. Okay, align the handle so that the front chamfer is flat to the door. Okay. Push the door and handle together firmly in the adhesive strip areas to ensure secure attachment. So we're pushing this on, we're making sure that we have the top aligned. And now we're like turning it so the adhesive can glue this. Is it really only, is it only attached using this glue? Wondering. Is there additional screws to be done? No. It's just with the adhesive tape. Okay. That was simple. So we're just gonna press it a bit more, I guess. Just gonna push it together. There is actually screw holes here, but for me it looks like that's it. I think we can push it a bit more here. Maybe they had the initial idea to use screws to attach this, but it seems to be that it's not done using screws now, it's just using an adhesive tape. So the printer, my friends, the printer is done. You won't believe it. The printer is done. The build is finished. Top cover is still missing. But we decided not to use the wrong orientation. We decided not to fix it with the rivets. Instead, we're gonna go for a different solution, maybe using magnets or just the sliding solution, which is also something that's on printables. We should, first of all, we should celebrate that the printer is done. My goodness. The door isn't wobbly. Now it's not wobbly anymore. It's quite fixed now. And we should really celebrate that this printer is built. And I have so many spare screws left here, which honestly, if you're building the printer and you have like dozens of screws in different bags still left over, you're always feeling like maybe I did something really bad here. I missed some important step. I have so many things left, but it's not the case. It's all done. Okay, so let's get started to the final chapter, which is calibration and electronics testing, probably. The belt tensioning. Okay, we're going to do the belt tensioning. I totally forgot about that. We didn't do that yet. Don't forget to come back here after adjusting the belts. Okay, there's a different manual for this. Adjusting the belt tension. Ensure that the stepper motors are disabled. I mean, we don't have the motors on. We have no power on this printer yet. Probably want to find, these are the belt tensioning holes at the front. By hand, move the extruder to the frontmost position. Okay, come on. Why are you not moving? Did we do anything wrong here? Oh, there is a small cable from the filament sensor, and that's supposed to be, we need to fix that. That's not good. Okay. Now there's a little bit of an issue here. There's a little cable here from the filament sensor that is pushing against my rail system. That wasn't an issue when the thing was still dangling around, but now it is. The cable is definitely too long. So we need to pull it back, push it in the electronics case. Okay, so now it's moving. Okay. Good first catch, to be honest. So we're going to the frontmost position with the extruder in the center. And now we're doing the belt tensioning. How are we going to do this? Center to the x-axis. Press the gantry corner against the front of the core XY and make sure it has no play. Okay, so there's no play. Slightly loosen both the tensioner bolts, loosen the bolt on the corner with play less than the other. Oh yeah, there is, that's right. This one is touching. Okay, let me figure out how we can do this so I can do it and you can see it. So this door can be opened more. Okay, so by pulling this gantry forward, here's no play, but here we have some play. So we have to fix that by loosening which belt tensioner? Slightly loosen both the belt tensioner belts, loosen the bolt on the corner with play less than the other, okay? Less than the other. I think it's anyways completely loose. Is it? I mean, there's zero belt tension at the moment. Probably should actually pull a bit more on this side so that okay, so then now I have like equally the amount of play. Or basically no play. Good. So how much belt tension do we need? Repeat steps 3 and 4 until a perfect alignment is reached. Don't worry if the belt is loose as at this stage. Adjusting the belt tension is done later. So it's just about the alignment. Okay. Why is this greasy now? So, perfect alignment. Seems like this is pretty much aligned now. So, using a mobile device, open the Prusa app. Okay, let's do this. Prusa app. Prusa app. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Log in. The application uses your device's microphone and determines belt tensioning. Okay, navigate to menu. Tuner, Core One. Okay. Start listening, adjusting the belt. Ensure the stepper motors are disabled. This can be done by switching the printer off. Yeah, it's still off. It's Haribo time. I don't have any Haribos left, my friends. There's nothing left. So we have to move on. I want to get printing. Jetro BRT, make sure to check the belt tension after a few prints as well. It seems to settle quite a bit after assembly. Thanks for the hint. Yeah, I think we definitely should do this once the printer is starting print. Rage D on YouTube, only one side as they have printed the name. Only on one side as they printed the name. What do you mean by that? The heat allows them to relax and stretch a bit. Okay. Yeah, might be. So we have this application by hand. Move the extruder to the rearmost Y-axis position in the center. On the left and right sides, strum the belts in the middle. Place your device next to the belts during the step to measure the frequency. The strumming sounds frequency is typically 80 to 90 and it's ideally 85 Hertz. It's fundamental for belts to have at ideally the same frequency or at most a very small difference. Okay. Well, I guess we can do it. So, let's push this back. What was it? Just in the middle, right? So we rearmost, y-axis and center. So pretty much that's it. Let's start the recording. No idea. Okay, we're so far from the frequency. Perfect. 85. It's a bit too much. Okay. Are we doing the right thing here? So the belt should have the same frequency. We're always strumming the inner belt. Okay. Well, it's okay. So I think we just have to get closer to both having the same frequency. We're very close actually. This is 85, so that's perfect. So this is just a tad too low. I think we're pretty much there. Okay, I guess we can leave it like that. Okay, so belt tensioning, let's double check the front. It's good. Pretty much the same. Okay, good. So far so good. I guess we can go on to the calibration steps. Core One, yeah. So we'll probably have to do this at a later stage one more time once we have done the first couple of prints. Absolutely right. So this is done. We have finished the belt tuning. So we're coming back to the step here. And what's the next thing to do? We are attaching the print sheet. So let's see which one we are taking, because Prusa was so nice to send me 3 different, or Marcel was, thank you so much again, sent me 3 different sheets. So we have the textured powder, we have the satin powder, and we have PEI. And personally, I must say I love the textured panel the most. On my Prusa Mark III, I always used the textured panel 99% of the time, 99%, because it was just the best adhesion for basically every single print. But let's put it in. Let's put it in the right orientation. Okay, so the sheet is in the printer. Up. Yeah, we probably want to... I didn't touch the surface, so I'm pretty sure this is fine. Now, insert the USB drive into the display. Yeah, that's probably the firmware on it. We want to... Do I have to push it? Okay, insert it. Turn the printer on. Okay, so this is the moment of truth, like we're turning the printer on. Let me show you the display, that we hopefully see something happening there. So printer will be turned on in 5 seconds. Something. We just need a power cable. Plug in. I'm nervous. Okay, so the moment of truth, my friends. The printer is going to be turned on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Original Prusa bootloader. Okay, what's happening? Flashing ESP. Okay, it's flashing stuff. So far, we did nothing wrong. So far. There's no cloud of smoke. Printer is booting and installing firmware. ESP. ESP flashing probably means the Wi-Fi module. I'm feeling some relief that this printer is not burning. We should celebrate, my friends, we should celebrate. What's happening? English. And the light is turning on. Did you see that? Light is turning on. So, stuff is working. Okay, language, English. English. Hi, this is your Prusa CORE One printer. I would like to guide you through the setup process. Okay. Let's do this, my friends. Let's do this. Printer type is CORE One. Print head is nozzle diameter 0.4. I think it's not the hardened steel nozzle. It's not high flow. We have an extruder silicone sock. Yes. Next to it is stock configuration. Okay, so let's go on. Chamber filtration. I think we have no additional filtration. I think there's just a fan. Then we just have the standard fan. Done. Okay, so that's default. Do you want to connect to the Wi-Fi with the Prusa app on your phone using NFC? Yes. Let me see how this works. Let's say yes. Credentials via NFC. Open the Prusa app on your mobile device. Go to in-app menu and select Set up Printer Wi-Fi. Okay. CORE One. Okay. Yes, okay. NFC. Okay, so we need to touch the NFC at the back. Just hoping that this works. The QR code is, where is it? Okay, connecting. So the printer is trying to connect to my Wi-Fi. I hope it works. Successfully connected. Okay. Set up Prusa Connect. Okay, so it is connecting. Now I probably need to scan the barcode in 1 second. Let's see. The time, okay, time is 10:35. Okay, let's scan this. Okay, printer name. CORE One. Okay. Okay, printer has been added. Registration successful. Continue at. Okay, is it showing up? Yes, printer is showing in my app. Okay, can I leave now? Run self-test and calibration. Yes. Before you continue, make sure the print sheet is installed on the heatbed. Yes, it is. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! It's working. Now, high flow is not a high flow nozzle, my friends. The high flow nozzle is here. We didn't yet install the high flow nozzle, but I have it here. Standard nozzle. But before we install the new nozzle, we're gonna print this little helper thingy that's going to help us with aligning with unwrenching the nozzle. Easier at least. So that's probably one of the first things to do. Is anything... Calibration of door sensor is only necessary for user assembled printers or at... So do you want... Yeah, we need to calibrate the door. Is the chamber door closed? If not, please close it. Confirm. Now fully open the door. Yes, it is open. Grab the door in the middle, place your fingers behind it and close it as shown in the picture. What do you mean? Grab it in the middle. So I have my hand behind it. Open the door and tighten the tensioning screw by about a quarter turn, then close the door and confirm. Okay, quarter turn. Where's the screw? Is this a special screw somewhere here? I think there was kind of an adjustment screw. So I'm wondering where that was. Can't remember. I think it's here. Yeah, it's this quarter turn. Okay, door is closed. Continue. Adjusting the tension screw of the door sensor was not successful. Please repeat the last step. Open the door and tighten the tensioning screw about a quarter turn, then close the door and confirm. Tighten, yeah, I tighten. Okay, one more. Adjusting the tensioning screw was not successful. Please repeat the last step. Open the door, tighten. Oh, I think it's... I can hear it clicking. Maybe the connection is not working. Maybe. Let me see. What's wrong? So maybe some issue with the cable or whatever. Let's see what the door sensor calibration. The printer prompts to open the door and gradually tighten the tension screw. Tighten the tension half turn for each iteration. After each adjustment, observe the door sensor switch emerging from the front profile hole. When the printer prompts you, place your hand as shown in the picture below. Well, I heard the sound, right? Okay, let's just continue doing this. Maybe it's just not enough yet. Close the door. Okay, one more time, I don't know. Here in the manual it says half turn actually. So, no. I'm wondering if there is any cable problem, but probably that should have been discovered in the previous step, should it not? This was not successful. Not sure if this is working, very honest. No idea. No. But I can hear it clicking. Maybe it's more audible now. No. I have no idea how much we can actually tension this, to be honest. I can't tell you. Maybe I wasn't installing it in the first place. I wasn't really doing the right pre-tensioning of the screw. Could be. I mean, I can hear the clicking. can't really tension it more than that. It's not possible. But it's, I mean, honestly, the switch is pushed forward so much now, that's definitely not even releasing. I can hear the clicking noise. So maybe the cable is not connected. Don't know why that is not in the info. What's the 2.5? Am I using the right wrench even? Probably yes. It's very strange. The door sensor is successfully calibrated now. I'm confused. Was I doing it all the way wrong? Maybe I did it the wrong way. Okay, the printer is just doing its thing now. We should probably put it fully on this mat. So it is all 4 feet on the... Damn it. All 4 feet should be on this table mat. That's maybe the... Shit. Okay, so the feet are already releasing, so the rubber feet are not sticking anymore. That's a problem that some people reported. This the whole rubber feet sticky tape is not working very well. Damn it. Check the wiring. So the wiring was okay. I was just doing it the wrong way. I should have opened the door again after... Well, it's working now. So what is the printer doing? Load cell test. We will need your help with this test. You will be asked to tap the nozzle. Don't worry, it is going to be cold. Okay, I'm trusting. Continue. Tap the nozzle on beep. You did not tap the nozzle. Retry. Okay, let's try it. Did not tap the nozzle? Good. Okay, I did. I did, my friend. You did not tap the nozzle. I can see this little thing moving, so I definitely can see this working. Tap the nozzle. You did not tap the nozzle or tapped it too soon. Should I hold it? Okay, load cell test passed. Okay. Okay, so it's not really intuitive. So maybe I should say hold it and don't release it. Close the door to prevent air drafts. Burns, okay. The bed is moving. I'm nervous. Okay, so the tapping worked. What's the printer doing? Oh, we should probably grease the printer very soon. We should definitely grease it. I think this was not yet part of the instructions that we should grease the lead screws, but it's definitely something we need to do. For good reason. Preparing heater. So far there wasn't anything like really broken yet. The heater is testing. Heat break status is green. The heat bed heater check is starting now. So it's heating up for sure. It's like looking like the temperature is going up. The hot end is already at 139. The heat bed is heating up slowly, but it's working. 37 degrees. So from that perspective, so far no failures yet. Something harder tapping, yeah. It was, I think I needed to hold. I was just tapping it and then immediately releasing, but I was supposed to push it actually and hold it a bit. Nice. You need to start again, then test with your hand between the door and frame. So we'll probably do this one more time in a later stage, but the sensor seems to be working now. Okay, so heating up. We can, in the meanwhile, because we're waiting for, now it's getting, I can actually put my jacket back on because it's a bit colder now. We should unbox the magic package, the secret package that we got from Marcel, because we also want to decide what we are doing for the giveaway. And anyways, this package is also still to be unboxed, you know, the Prusa multi-material upgrade for this printer. Then, let's see what's in this additional box here from Marcel. Let's find out what he sent us. So, I also wanna clean up the table soon. So let's get this. There seems to be filament to test the printer, which is good. Watch the camera be in there, maybe, I don't know. Maybe. Okay, what do we have here? Body 3D filament. ASA yellow. ASA. Okay, ASA is always nice for outdoor parts. PLA glitter blue. Curious. The body filament is actually something that I never tested. This seems to be the third-party filament, besides the Prusa Mint that they also have. PLA glitter blue. Nice. Curious to see this. So what else do we have? Glitter blue. Now we have marble, PLA stone marble. So that's interesting for some statues or something. PLA stone, sandstone. Interesting. PLA green. Okay, lots of PLA. Do we have also interesting filament? PETG brown. Okay, so some PETG. So I'm gonna put the special ones to the side here. And red ASA. And PETG gray. Okay, so PETG. Talking about PETG, Stefan from CNC Kitchen made some interesting comments about the PETG issues with this printer. So we definitely want to upgrade to have a nozzle wiper. I already was searching for this and I found a couple of things on printables. All that filament and I have not. So we're definitely going to give away some of the filament because I have also like way too much filament here. I have all of the choices, so we're definitely going to give away filament. Actually, we can decide that even tonight, what we are going to give away and what we are actually want to test on the printer. So let's see, how far is this calibration and testing? The gearbox alignment. The gearbox calibration is only necessary for user assembled or serviced gearboxes. Yes, we did manually assemble the printer, so we definitely want to do the gearbox thing. What do we need to do? Before you proceed, make sure filament is unloaded. Yes. It's not loaded. Rotate each screw counterclockwise by 1.5 turns. The screw heads should be flush with the cover. Unlock and open the idler. Okay. So rotate each screw counterclockwise by 1.5 turns. Okay. 1.5. 1.5. So it starts somewhere here. 1.5 turn. Okay, so all of the screws are released and we unlock the lever. Okay, now it's doing some movement of the motor. So we also have the motor moving, which is good. Means that this is working. It's doing something and it's supposed to be happening in 20 seconds. Okay. Tighten the M3 screws firmly in the correct order. They should be slightly below the surface. Do not over tighten. So we're starting on the top left corner. Slightly below the surface. What do you mean they should be slightly below the surface? You mean here? Okay. Do not over tighten. I mean, this is okay, I guess. It's tight. 1, 2. And 3. And I think this is enough. Close the idler door, secure it. Okay. Calibration is done. Filament sensor calibration. We need to start without the filament in the extruder. Please make sure there is no filament. Okay, continue. Is filament in the filament sensor? No. Insert the filament into the extruder until the sensor detects the filament. So let's take any random filament here, don't care. We take the Prusa Azure Blue and we will push it in. So we probably need to cut off the end because it's a bit too thick here. So we're gonna push it in. Do I see something happening here? Okay, did it detect something? Set the filament into the extruder until the sensor detects filament. Okay, let's do it. Filament inserted. Press continue. Okay. Calibration. Do not move filament. Remove filament to finish. Okay, let's do this. Happy printing. Okay, so done. Are we done? Is it actually done? Happy printing. Okay, so I guess what we should do now, clean the table a bit and get started with printing. Is there anything on this SD card? Keychain, Benchy rules, speed Benchy rules. Okay, let's print in Azure Blue Benchy. Push in the filament. Loading filament. Close the door to prevent, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Load filament. We need to disable the door sensor because we want to be able to film the thingy, and this is definitely harder if we cannot open the door. All I would use is PLA, PLA plus, PGG, or the soft flexi stuff would be a no-no for me. Giveaway today. Yes, we're doing a giveaway. We're going to do it. I'm gonna start this test print first and then I'll set up the giveaway. So PLA, blah, 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 PLA, loading filament. Let's do this. So we have PETG, ASA. I guess we're gonna do a package. We're gonna do a package of 1 PETG, 1 ASA, 1 PLA. Maybe we're gonna just do gray, yellow, green. And then we have brown, red, maybe sandstone. What is the other colors here? Blue. PLA green, sandstone, maybe just gray, yellow, green. Maybe let's just put the, I think this is a nice color combination. Okay, so we could do 2 giveaway packages, 1 PETG ASA PLA and another PETG ASA PLA, and then we have still 2 PLA, which we can then use for printing, because these are actually 2 colors I mean, I have stone marble, I guess. Is this stone marble here? Marble gray, but it's pretty much the same. So maybe I want to keep something that I don't have here. Maybe just keep the green and give the stone marble away, because that's what I don't have here. And the stone and sandstone, yeah, interesting. So is it loading? Is it loaded? Do we have filament coming out of the nozzle or not? Loading filament. I don't see any filament yet, my friend. Did you load purge more? Is it purging? I think it's doing something. The question is it actually pushing enough filament through? We should see the filament coming out. No, maybe I didn't push in the filament enough. I think I should have pushed a bit further, but it's moving, so should be coming out any time now. Now we have filament coming out. It's extruding. Here we go. Nice. So, yes, filament. I guess also we should check for the latest firmware. Lessons learned from different printer tests. Question is, can we do this from the app, or is it something that firmware, blah, 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 team, blah. doesn't really tell me anything about firmware, but we can double check on the Prusa page. We have firmware 3632. So we can double check if this is the latest version 633. Door sensor is now disabled by default. Thank you. I guess what we should do is actually put this new firmware on the printer, just to be sure that we have the latest and greatest firmware that's possible. Can I please download this file? Here. So let's move it to the USB drive. Okay. Delete. Yes. Okay, so we are pushing the latest firmware to this printer. I would probably have to turn, I'm not sure if we actually have to turn this off. Let's see if it's detecting on its own. No, doesn't. So we probably have to turn it off. And once again on. Flash it. Okay. Just want to be sure that we have the latest firmware on this printer. Okay, so one thing I want to disable, if it's not already disabled with this new version, is the door sensor. I don't need it for PLA, and we want to be visible. I want to be able to see into the printer. And that's easier with the camera when the door sensor is disabled. So let's see. Still installing. Flashing. Okay, so quite a few things to do. Okay, settings. Filament sensors, dark filament detection, cameras not installed, stealth mode, fan check. Is there anything like hardware door sensor or something? Door sensor is off. Okay, so seems to be off now. Let's start printing the Benchy rules. It's supposed to take 14 minutes. And there's a Benchy Bonkers, which is 8 minutes. So maybe we want to push this printer a little bit to its extreme and do an 8-minute Benchy. Okay, why not? Let's just try this. 8-minute Benchy. Let's go. Probably want to come a little bit closer here. Eight minutes bonkers. That's funny. That's really funny. So, you're probably gonna be here right at this angle. Probably not so bad. And closer. So. Eight minutes. Can the printer actually do the Benchy in 8 minutes? While this is happening, hopefully, I am setting up the giveaway number 1. We are giving away 3 filaments. So we're giving you 1 PETG, one ASA and one PLA, and as a first, grease the tracks. Yeah, oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Let's just put the grease on, and then let's see. Again, the rails should be greased, but not. I think the rails are not greased, but we should definitely grease the thingy. That's interesting. Why didn't they mention greasing? Maybe we missed that. I'm gonna grease them. The Z-axis lead screws here. A couple of touches here. Just putting some grease on. Not sure about the X-axis greasing. I think we did not yet do that. And there was nothing in the manual. I'm pretty sure that this wasn't mentioned anywhere, but Z-axis is squeaking a bit. So for sure, I'm gonna put some grease on here. And that's probably going to remove a lot of the noise. And I have to read into how to grease the X rails, how this is done, if it's even necessary. Probably there's a tool for that we can print for greasing. Because greasing linear rails is always a bit tricky. It's not easy to get the grease in there, actually. But I have some lithium spray that I'm normally using, because the lithium spray is actually easier to apply. Yeah, so the way how I did it on the Voron V0 was actually using the lithium spray. Because that can read, like you can really spray it very easily into the little gaps of the rails. So we probably want to do that. That's very soon. It's much easier to apply with the spray can. There's some pressure, and it's going to press it into this very tiny gaps of the rails. So, printer is doing something? No, it's not doing anything. Ensure the top ventilation grills are open, yeah. Look at this fancy light here. Isn't that awesome? The LED light bar. I'm just realizing, and this is really the thing. I'm just realizing that we have all the things are working, right? So we assembled this printer from scratch. It took me 4 sessions, but so far nothing is not working. So all of the electronics, the sensors, the heater, yeah, continue. Everything is working. So that's crazy. I mean, this is probably quite unique to the good manual that has all the different steps explained, and it's really difficult to do anything to make any mistakes. Honestly, very difficult probably. What's this? Is this dirt? Oh, there's some plastic foil here. Okay. So we should be starting any second. So the question is really more, what's a good... Okay, so the creasing should be working now. Probably need a bit more grease. Should probably also apply some grease now under the print pads, lead screws, somewhere here, maybe. So when it goes down, it will also apply a bit of the grease. I wouldn't do much more than this on the y-axis. Could be a bit overkill unless... don't come down yet. Okay, that's enough. So printer is auto leveling. Let's see if we can, this is not good position. Let's see. I guess you can see the print pad here. And we probably can film the Benchy from here. I hope so. We'll see in a second if this is a good position to film this. Because there is this metal crossbar. This is a bit in the way. And I need to find the right focus point. We'll see. So, printer is heating up. We're doing the bonkers the bonkers speed Benchy print. We can't see the bed properly. I hope so. We can go a bit higher. We can go a bit higher, but we still have this metal bar. We can also let me try something else here. Let me try one thing. I can try to raise a bit up. Let's try this. Let's go from here. Let's go from here. Let's try this. There's almost no infill. That's clearly against the rules, but let's see. It's only one shell. And the official rules are like, I think 10% infill, 2 walls, 0.45 millimeter line width. So it's actually not so much infill, it's actually just 10% for the official rules. 10% infill, 2 external walls, 0.45 millimeters line width, and maximum is the maximum layer height is 0.25 millimeters. So you can definitely print it quite a bit faster than usual print settings, but you have to have 2 walls, and I think this bonkers thingy has only 1 wall. Yeah. It's only doing 1 wall. So printer is working. The printer is working. It's great. So while this is still printing, the new firmware disabled the door switch. Yeah, that's right. It's printing, and I still need to do the giveaway setup. Let me do this. So stream elements. Go for it. Dashboard. So now suddenly the number of viewers is going up. 26 viewers who are watching the Benchy print. Okay, we're doing great. The Benchy is coming out. Like, we have probably just 2 or 3 minutes to go. So I'm setting up the giveaway now. You'll see it in a second, and you have to be on Twitch to, at least you need to open Twitch if you want to continue watching on YouTube. Still, you want to participate in the giveaway, it's going to be on Twitch, because there is, the loyalty system only works on Twitch. But I'll explain to you how it works in a second, once I've done setting it up. So, giveaway is Prusa filament. We're giving away a ASA, PETG, PLA. So we're gonna give away 3 in a package. Thank you, Raj, for following. And the description, let's do the description. So we're gonna give it this, okay, so we're gonna call it Prusa body filament, 1 times ASA, 1 times PETG, 1 times PLA on June, what's the date? 9th. So, 2025. That's this. We don't have an image for this. Ticket is 1, Maximus subscribers. Description should not be longer than 5. Okay. I think this is good. So we should be starting the filament giveaway right now. Is it working? No, it's too long. 10 characters too much. Okay. I have to delete some characters here. Okay, so we're just leaving out the I will give away. So create and start. Filament should be starting right now, the giveaway. So how is this working? On Twitch, you will see a notification. A giveaway has just started. And you can say ticket and the number of tickets you want to buy. You can check nozzles, right? So you want to check how many nozzles you have. There's exclamation mark nozzles on Twitch. Just check out what Porphyrius is doing. He's doing it right now on Twitch, and he's checking nozzles, and then you can enter the giveaway by saying ticket or tickets, whatever the number you want to enter. You can enter, you can say ticket max, or you can, that's gonna enter all of the tickets, or you just buy one, right? So you just get 1 ticket. Depends how long you have been watching on Twitch and how many you actually want to enter. Some people already have been watching for quite a bit, and they have a lot of these tickets. They don't want to spend them all probably on this giveaway. Can we get the printer a bit more to the camera? Oh, it's already done. So, and it's green, so that means printer is done, and our Banshee print is done. Let's try get it off. Yeah, detaches easily, and here is our first print on the Prusa CORE One, a Banshee, of course. Now, what else do we have on terms of add-ons that we want to check out? think we need to can see what they have on the SD card here. Okay. Home, print. So there's a couple of things. So we have keychains, benchies, spatulas, plate overhang test, rocket engine. That's a pretty huge print. I think it's 19 hours rocket engine print. Robo alpaca, 4 hours. Lighthouse. How long is that gonna print? 22 hours. Yeah, quite a few things that take a long time. This is keychain, 9 minutes keychain, dual color keychain. Maybe let's do the dual color keychain actually. So the question is which color we are starting with. Probably going to start, we can start with the blue filament that we have and then we can switch to black. Yeah, so this is going to change the filament probably after, I don't know, 10 layers or something, or maybe it's a bit thicker, and then we're gonna switch to another different color. So I'd say we'll use the blue as our foundation, and then we're gonna use black filament for the text. And there is probably some pausing. So let's go. So I guess this is good again. So how is the giveaway working? If you want to get an explanation how it's working, there is a command on Twitch that's run with ! giveaway. That's going to give you a link which you then can click on. The link is now in the Twitch chat. And once you click on this, you will see the description of the giveaway, and then you will see also the explanation. So you get 5 nozzles every 10 minutes. So if you're watching for 10 minutes, you get 5 nozzles. That's for free, just by watching the stream. You can't buy them with physical money, so it's only by watching you can get those nozzles. And then you can enter by using the ticket command. So either ticket max or ticket a number, and find out how many nozzles you already have earned through watching the stream on Twitch. You can just run the nozzles command. That's how it's straightforward, basically. Just use this command and that's it. So we have 6 people already entering the giveaway. And let me see, can bring it up on screen. That's how many people have entered. Like a couple of people have bought tickets, and you see this is basically just the chances of winning depending on how many nozzles you get. So what I want to do is I want to move the printer slightly forward so that we can actually see more into the chamber with the camera. And then we can try to get a better view from here. Hope this works. We have to wait a couple more seconds until the heat up is done, because otherwise we can't see anything. But yeah, we have one thing done. The little benchy print. Again, I think from a visual point of view, this looks really clean. There's basically no stringing here, and the shell is very, very clean. The only thing that's against the rules of the speed benchy contest is that it's only one shell. We definitely need to repeat this print with the official rules, and there is a file on the printer that's using the rules, but we want to go for the little keychain because I want to be proudly able to say, hey, I have built this printer and it's working, and here's the keychain. So we're going to do it on, put it on my bag. So now I need to ensure focus is done. Is it focusing correctly? I hope so. Yeah, that looks better. Difficult part here is that the printer has only this little gap here between the top corner and the top and this metal bar to film through. So let's see. Regular, ordinary David is following. Thank you very much. Always appreciate new followers on Twitch. And it's definitely worth it because you can enter awesome giveaways on the channel if you are on Twitch. And you can always go back to YouTube or have both open at the same time if you prefer to use the YouTube interface. But while watching the stream, I think Twitch is or YouTube are equally good. The only difference is then 2-3 days later, you will see the full resolution 4K version of the stream on YouTube because I'm also recording this and I'm not streaming in 4K. And then you can also rewatch parts of the whole thing after the fact. So we're printing this little keychain. Let me get some black filament ready so we can, or maybe we're going to use not black, we're going to use Mystic Brown. It's also an interesting color. Let's use Mystic Brown for the text. And the printer is, I mean, the first layer calibration is really thing that's always impressive with these lead, with these tap sensor controlled printers, or how's it called? It's not a tap sensor like on Warren. It's what's it called? Strain gauge, load cell. Yeah. Orange. Well, we can switch to orange later. But we also need to check out the upgrades, right? So what we want to upgrade, I'm gonna show you at least one upgrade that I found that I think is quite important. And that's because of Stefan's comments on his channel, CNC Kitchen. And that's about printing PETG. And printing PETG was, for him at least, it was an issue because the nozzle cleaning didn't work as expected. Regular ordinary David, I just printed Benji on my Bambolab A1 Mini with custom acrylic enclosure and it turned out flawless. Yeah, I mean, most printers can do this nowadays. The Prusa CORE One is not any different from that. It can do pretty flawless prints. Now the thingy that's we need to upgrade is we need to install some kind of wiper. I'm pretty convinced that this is the thing that we need. So this is my collections here. I have made a little Prusa CORE One collection. And the one thing that there is a dust collector, a printable dry box. This nozzle replacement tool is something that we definitely need, making our life a little bit easier. The keychain, that's probably the thing that we're now printing, and vent handle. So there's so many things. I guess personally, I think I'm gonna do some of the most important upgrades, which is one, that's definitely the wiper thing, right? So we want to do this front wiper, because then the nozzle is going to, like, there's a little bit of a change in the G-code, but then the nozzle has a place to just wipe clean before starting the print. It's gonna reduce the probability of any print fails quite a lot. So I think this is absolutely one upgrade that we should very soon do. So I think I'm not sure when, but soon we will probably see this color change. Maybe one more layer. There's already some text, at least you can see that there's already some outlines of the text visible, probably due to the slicer. So I expect the change to happen pretty much now in this next layer. Maybe there's one more layer, but I guess not. One more layer. Okay, so there's one more layer. Wondering how it's done. If I mean, this is still one file from the USB stick or from the printer. My guess is from the USB stick, so there should be some. They mention dual colors, it should be already including the filament change. Or still, this is still the flat side, so still no protrusion parts. So we should now see the color change. I'm not sure how much is still left to do. Not yet, okay. One more layer. Interesting. The interesting part about the slicer is like that some things like the text is kind of visible, although it's still completely closed and it's fully there's like 100% infill, but you can still see that the slicer is somehow following the path of the text that's gonna be supposed to be on here. Interesting. Usually would you expect the text not to appear here in the infill, but it's still visible there. Okay, did I miss anything? What I call a snot wiper. Printed with ABS, yeah. We definitely want to print this. Okay, now we have the color change happening. Changing filament, unloading, okay. Give it to me. Give me my filament. Okay, so we're unloading the filament. Switching to another color. Mystic brown. Hope it's not brittle, because it wasn't in the enclosure bag since a while, so we want to use it up. And yes, changing filament. Can you make sure the filament is inserted through the sensor? Now it is. Are you loading it? Not sure. I think the thing is not in. The problem was I think I should have cut off the tip because it was brittle and it was broken. So let's try this one more time. Okay, one more time. No, purge more. Okay, it's purging now. Is the color already visible? No, not yet. Probably need to purge one more time because I didn't push in the filament completely and it was not. No, we need more. Purge more. And now color is changing. Okay, that's good. So we can continue. Yes. So we should see this change happening now. Heading to bed, Sileon. Good night. Yeah, it's pretty late already. But I told you we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna print tonight and we're gonna do the giveaway now. So thanks for everyone who started following here on Twitch. And I guess we're gonna do the giveaway now so we don't miss it and people don't have to wait too long. So is this still playing? This is playing. Okay, so let's do the giveaway. So you have a couple more seconds to enter your tickets. So I guess it's now time for everyone who's not done it yet to get 3 spools of filament. Basically, we're giving away 3 spools. 1 PETG spool, 1 ASH spool, 1 PLA from Prusa. So there's giveaway rules, of course. This is the countries that we're sending to: European Union, Switzerland, UK, Ireland, rest of Europe. So please keep that in mind. That hasn't changed. Still the same as in every single stream. And we're gonna close the giveaway in a couple of seconds. Yeah, if you're gonna be in this, not on this list, like we cannot send outside of that. It's definitely not possible. Guess I'll re-roll if you get it. Just re-roll. No problem. So we're gonna do the thingy now. So we're closing the giveaway in 10 seconds. So who was glass hole? Okay, like pull back. So I've refunded glass hole. And because you're not, so if we do any digital giveaway, I think it's easier. Then we can just have everyone entering, probably, if we have something that's available globally. But if you have to ship stuff around, this is not possible. So no, we have a package of, like, we have all the winners are gonna get 3 different filaments. So we're gonna do thingy. So we're drawing a winner. The winner is Xylion. So congratulations, Xylion. And I'm gonna send you the 3 filament packages. Next time we're gonna give away the other 3. So next time we're gonna do a couple more things, probably an upgrade. And I'm gonna keep you posted in the meanwhile what I'm doing, actually, because I'm preparing some, definitely gonna prepare some upgrades. Gonna find out what I need to print. And Xylion, you should, he can go to bed now, yeah. Xylon, you should send me a private message. Let me see. I'm gonna send you a message here in the Whisper. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna post you a private message, Xylon, and you can send me your email address again if I don't have it. Probably have it, but please just do it again, and I will gonna get in touch, and you can send me your address via email. I think it's the easiest way to do it. Okay, so I got it, and now you can go to bed. So let's take off this little nice keychain because I wanted this. It's done now, and let's see the quality of the print. Oh, it's probably not perfect here. Let me get this to the other camera. This one is not set up for close-up, so here we go. The only difference, or the only thing with it, is that the R has a little tiny piece of filament that's sticking into the R. Probably some print error, but otherwise I would say it's really nice quality. And doing these kind of two-color prints is also fairly easy without a AMS system, but we're gonna build the MMU system anyway. So we're gonna have a 5-color filament changer on this printer afterwards. So actually I can clean up this thing here. It's just some stringing issues, actually not in the print, but it's something that you could clean up. So now it looks pretty much perfect. So, but I was thinking this is actually the Prusa CORE One, but it's not. So it's just a original Prusa. We're gonna print the Prusa CORE One keychain. Definitely gonna print the one instead because I want to have that. Actually, I didn't see that this is not the Prusa CORE One keychain. It looks good. Yeah. So next up, I'm going to make some selections regarding the different upgrades that I want to do to the printer. And one being the nozzle wiper. And then a few more that are more like, so the nozzle wiper is going to be here in this front left corner. There we're going to mount it. I'm not sure how this is actually mounted. Probably this screw here, and I suggest might be something underneath the bed. I have no idea how they're going to mount this, but it's definitely going to be somewhere here in the front corner. Then we're going to look at the organizer stuff. So for the left, empty space here, which is on the left hand side, there is pretty much empty space, very similar to the one here where the filament spool is. So we're going to print an organizer for this. So we have all of the print sheets there and also some tools. On the right hand side, I want to print the Tri-Box add-on. It's very soon. So I'm going to start with, probably going to start with the nozzle wiper because that is my reliability hack, I would say. Especially for printing the PETG things and also other materials where a clean first layer in the nozzle cleaning is the most important thing. For some filaments this is even more important, so that's why this is going to be one of my first upgrades. Maybe some other tray that's available here for the front, so we like also then some like the wiper can, like the nozzle wiping can all happen here, and then we're gonna have some the first extrusion, basically everything that comes out in the first moment before the print starts. That's also a tray available where all these rests can drop in. So I guess these would be my first important upgrades, and then we're gonna move on. And we need a place for the printer. So I need to clean up probably need to clean up this area because there's still some spare parts from the printer left over there, right? So probably want to give the printer some space over here. So we can also place the MMU there at some point, and also do the upgrades, and we can easily move the printer. Another thing that's still to do is, since the feet of the printer have already started detaching because the glue is not the best, we probably want to glue on the feet either with super glue, or we're gonna go for the feet upgrade, which is also an upgrade that I was looking at, to put the printer up a bit higher. Right, this is the, which one was it? The Core One Kit V2. I think this looks quite nice because you can put stuff underneath. You can also put some organizer drawer that is going to go under the printer. So there is upgrades for that as well. Right, and you can, your table is a little bit more usable in a way that you can also use the space under the printer. Sorry. So I guess this would be an interesting one. Well, there's so many more. Yeah, this is the remix of the Core wiper, where there's this tray here, where the filament that's extruded before the print starts can also fall in. So it's not falling down into the printer's core, but it's just falling into this tray. And the dry box. Yeah, there's different versions of the wiper. I need to figure out which one is actually the one that I want. Debris blockers. Yeah, it's a few things that are a vent handle. I was talking about that already, like where we have something that is a little bit easier to move the vents. And there is also one upgrade, I think don't have it here, for attaching the top cover. I think this is something I need to look for again. I didn't find it yet, so there was a video about it where you can also put the top cover behind the printer, which is an interesting mod. It's not tray, yeah. Make sure the printer in PC carbon fiber. Maybe the part that's supposed to be for the nozzle change. And the feet, yeah, we have interesting filament for that. I think the carbon fiber could be a good material for that. We also need to change the nozzle because the nozzle is still the 0.4 brass. And I already have this coming with the printer. This was part of the package. Which one is the right? So this is the Obsidian high flow nozzle. That should be usable quite well for the carbon fiber material. So definitely want to switch to this nozzle. But before we do that, we'll need to print, or I definitely want to print this helper here, which is the nozzle replacement tool. And that's going to help with holding the sock in place. So like we can easily just push this onto the extruder and then we can unscrew the nozzle so nothing is moving. So it's like definitely holding the parts so in a position that nothing is breaking. Quicker and more convenient nozzle changes. Yeah. So, but I also probably want to print this in ABS or something similar. ASA or ABS. Good. I guess for tonight, that's it. I want to thank everyone who's been watching for the last 4 streams. As usual, if you're interested into these videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. I'm going to upload this video in high resolution, so it's going to be available probably in 2 days on the channel, and you can rewatch anything that you want to rewatch. And we will continue doing the upgrades for this printer, either in live streams or on my Instagram channel. So I'm probably going to do one or the other thing in the meanwhile. So there's going to be some updates happening over the next weeks. probably throughout the week, a couple of times I'm going to update you on the progress, because I'm not going to make a video every single time. Probably just a short form video. And then next time we're going to meet here on the live stream, we're going to see how far I have come already with some modifications. I'm going to show you what happened so far. But if you want to follow along what's actually happening and what I'm printing, you can probably best go for Instagram or TikTok and watch my updates there. And next week we're going to talk about the project that we're going to do with the printer, because I have a project that I want to do with this printer that's pretty large, which is going to be interesting for people who want to grow their own plants at home, because we're going to do some like indoor planting system, growing system, plant growing system, and that's completely done in PETG, so I need to definitely want to print this nozzle wiper as a first thing to do. So most likely you're going to see this in the meanwhile happening on my social media channels. So thank you for watching, thanks for coming by. Xylon, your giveaway is coming, and next time we're going to do another package of 3 filaments, so don't miss out. Watch out when the stream is going to be announced. Thanks everyone. See you later.